Have you ever thought about how deeply Batman is obsessed with order in Gotham? Imagine Bruce Wayne seeing himself as a doctor, fully aware that his patient is suffering from a fatal and incurable disease. All he can do is slow its progression, make it less painful, and preserve at least some semblance of life. But there is another dimension to his struggle. He knows that if he doesn't fight the worst manifestations of human vices, the city, like the world, will be consumed by darkness, and the bright future will remain nothing more than a dream. For Batman, Gotham is not just a city. It is a living creature, scarred by its own vices and crimes. Batman doesn't just fight criminals. He sees them as tumors that poison the very essence of the city. Each villain he faces is a source of pain, fear, death, and hopelessness that cannot be ignored. But his obsession isn't limited to days or years. He thinks in terms of decades, devising a strategy that extends beyond his own lifetime. For example, in some stories, he designs a machine for cloning, a mechanism that will allow him, when he grows old, to continue the fight in a younger, perfected version of himself. He understands that life is unpredictable. Someone who is a friend today may become an enemy tomorrow. In this ever-changing world, Batman can't afford to relax. He has created a complex plan to neutralize his allies in the Justice League if they ever fall out of control. But the question is Batman ready to make an exception if he himself becomes a villain? When Batman gazes into the abyss, does he remember that the abyss gazes back? Does he have a plan in case he himself becomes a criminal? The answer to this question is the Failsafe, the anti-Batman, the most dangerous creation of Dark Knight, designed for the scenario where Gotham's guardian angel might decide to switch sides and join the demons. And this is a story about how Batman miscalculated and lost. If you want more videos about the Dark Knight, give this episode a like and let me know in the comments. Enjoy the viewing. The story of Batman's downfall begins with the Penguin, who plans to execute Gotham's wealthy. Batman and Robin foil the villain's sinister plot, but during the scuffle, Tim is shot. After leaving his partner in the hands of the doctors, Bruce heads to the Penguin's chamber to have a conversation with him. He tries to understand Cobblepot's motivation, why he is targeting the wealthy of Gotham. Bruce had no idea that he was the last on the villain's list. Unlike the others, Penguin never could kill him, so he resorted to trickery. The Penguin simultaneously presses the nurse call button and swallows a pill. Soon, foam begins to seep from his mouth, and his body starts to twitch. Bruce tries to save him, but in the eyes of the nurse who arrives, it looks as though Batman is the one who finished him off. The news spreads quickly, hitting the local TV channels, and the long-dormant, soulless Failsafe machine is activated. It was created to eliminate Batman in case he became uncontrollable. The Failsafe believes that Batman has lost his way, that he brings death and destruction, and therefore must be eliminated. Previously, in cases of false activation, it was to be deactivated. This task was handled by the late Alfred. When Bruce returned to the Batcave, the machine attacked him. The opponent was too fast, strong, and skilled in combat. Batman instantly realized that if he continued fighting, he would lose. His instincts told him to run, but the strangest thing was that he didn't understand who he was fighting. His enemy combined various technologies, including Amazo, making him even more dangerous. What struck Batman the most was how such a massive machine moved almost silently. While Signal, Stephanie, and Cassandra distracted the Failsafe, Robin helped Batman reach the car to escape the trap and retreat, even if just for a while. Then, Nightwing makes a stunning entrance, and the four superheroes realize they can't win. Meanwhile, Batman decides to head to the old cave. There, setting aside all doubts, he awakens Zur-En-Arrh, a personality that had remained locked away in his subconscious for years. This backup version of the Dark Knight was created in case Bruce ever faced a psychological attack. Zur-En-Arrh is free from all the constraints that Bruce Wayne had imposed. But what does this truly mean in practice? No emotional attachments, no social connections, no doubts or fears that so often influence final decisions. He is free from the limitations of human nature. In the fight against crime, this seems like nothing but advantages, but not quite. Without the core of Bruce Wayne, around which Batman was formed, There is no foundation for the moral and philosophical concept he built. In fact, what we have here is a true ideological fanatic. And Zur-En-Arrh fully understands this. He realizes that without moral norms and limitations, he could become a villain himself. That's why he created Failsafe. Do you get it? Batman creates Zur-En-Arrh to be capable of cruelty if the situation demands it. But Zur-En-Arrh, in turn, limits himself through the Failsafe. This version of Batman is not only different in costume, but also in voice, mannerisms, and instincts. Zur-En-Arrh is Batman for Batman, a version that can handle the tasks the original Dark Knight cannot. But here's the catch. Zur-En-Arrh erased the memories of how to stop the Failsafe, ensuring that the villainous Bruce wouldn't escape punishment. During another battle with Failsafe, as Zur-En-Arrh referred to the Bat family as mere soldiers, the original Batman regained control of his body, realizing that without emotional attachments to loved ones, disaster was inevitable. The Failsafe, anticipating his move, activated its defensive mechanism and disabled its only weakness, the self-destruct protocol. In a fight against a faster, more skilled, and stronger opponent, Bruce ran out of energy fast. Weak and fatigued, he collapsed, consoling himself with the thought that dying in battle, thinking of his loved ones, wasn't such a bad way to go. But then Superman appears and orders Failsafe to step away from Batman. The superhero attempts to scan him with his X-ray vision to find his weak spots, but it proves useless since Bruce used lead in its construction. Failsafe reveals kryptonite blades and starts hunting the Man of Steel. It manages to catch Superman off guard and seriously wound him. New figures join the battlefield: Green Arrow, Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl, Black Canary. Amid the chaos of the battle, Bruce, with his last ounce of strength, pulls the blade from Clark's body to protect him from the kryptonite exposure. Then, the defeated are transported aboard the Justice League's aircraft. Bruce asks Robin to save Superman. The world cannot afford to lose him. He strongly advises changing the coordinates to the Fortress of Solitude, where Robin will find everything needed to treat the superhero. Meanwhile, despite internal bleeding, a concussion, and fractures, Bruce, in order to protect Clark, leaps from a great height into the ocean, where Aquaman retrieves him. 2 weeks later, after Batman has fully recovered, he receives the disturbing news: Gotham has fallen. Failsafe, using its advanced technology, has created robot assistants that patrol the streets, seeking out any threats. It also continues its search for Batman. Failsafe meticulously analyzed every possible trick Batman could use to find a way to deactivate it. It determines that of all Batman's allies, only Arthur Curry has not shown any activity, which means Bruce is likely hiding with him. While the machine is occupied fighting Aquaman, Batman seizes the rare opportunity to escape. In the Justice League's lair, Bruce sank into deep thought how to beat the perfect machine. When Failsafe appeared, Batman headed to the League's armory, where he found a gun from the new Genesis powered by 3 quadrillion watts. One shot was enough to pierce Failsafe's outer shell. But that wasn't enough. Bruce tried to escape again, hoping to buy himself some time to think, and soon found himself in open space. Although his suit was well sealed, but it was minus 455 degrees. Batman had hoped to use one of the Justice League ships to make his way back to Earth, but it turned out Failsafe had destroyed all of them. Despite this, in the most desperate of circumstances, when it seemed like there was no way out, Bruce wasn't about to give up. His will to survive was stronger than any situation. First and foremost, he needed to replenish his oxygen supply. Using his grappling hook, he attached himself to a destroyed ship, where, with the help of an oxygen tank, he restored his reserves. Then he activated the booster and began his journey toward Earth. To re-enter the atmosphere, he spent 11 hours making precise calculations and maneuvers. Everything was carefully planned, and in the end, exhausted but determined, Bruce successfully landed on his home planet, near the Fortress of Solitude. What he needed now was Superman's workshop and a bit of time. During the battle, Failsafe had activated the pressure points of the Man of Steel. As a result, involuntary heat vision reflected back at Superman. The superhero was defeated. Meanwhile, Batman devised a plan. Through the breach in Failsafe's armor, he would release nanobots designed to subtly influence its personality. To support Robin, Batman declared that Failsafe was designed to defeat him, but it stood no chance against both Batman and Robin. The duo wasn't fighting an ordinary villain, but a version of Batman stripped of limitations and weaknesses. Seizing the moment, Bruce activated a virus, and the machine suddenly found itself in turmoil. At first, it seemed like Failsafe couldn't complete its task. Something was stopping it from eliminating the Dark Knight. But Bruce could feel that this was the end. He tells Robin that everything will be fine. Then, Failsafe shoots him, leaving nothing but an empty space where Batman once stood. After Anti-Batman completed his mission to eliminate Batman, his optics switched from red to blue, and he flew off in an unknown direction. Meanwhile, it was revealed that the weapon used by Failsafe had sent Batman to another universe, one where Gotham had no Batman and desperately needed saving. But that is a whole different story. That's all for today. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this episode and subscribe to the channel.